It's May 14th, 2024. The time is 10 a.m. In attendance is Commissioner Matari and Commissioner Duncan. Do we have you on the phone?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. And Commissioner Brooks is excused. I want to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, let's move into public comment. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Nobody is online, so we'll move into business. The first item is the Justice Center update from Turner and Townsend Heery. David Mendez.
Good morning, David Mendez with Turner and Townsend Heery. This morning's update's going to be rather brief. I don't have any ads to tell you about. I have sent a change request on the construction contingency usage for that item that we had set aside that we budgeted $150,000 for. It's come in under that number. It's $139,127, so that'll be a change for you to sign. That'll come in next week in next week's meeting. So I sent that forward to Sarah. She's got that ready to forward to you guys. So that's the only real change we have. Progress on the job site. We're progressing nicely. They're just wrapping up doing some of the final tie-in work for the masons on the site, but they have packed their bags and left. Now the structural steel is going in, so they're welding all the flanges onto the existing those two towers that we've got, and on the masonry. So they'll start setting steel here pretty quick.
And we're working on time at this point. We're doing well. The weather's obviously helping, I trust.
Yeah, they've had to struggle a little bit to shift some things around for that longer scope that we just talked about. That $150,000 is representative of additional work that they hadn't anticipated, and so that set us back a little bit. But they've overlapped some other items, and the schedule still is showing on hold, or not on hold, on track.
Sure.
So yeah, so we are scheduled to completion as originally planned.
Okay, good. Commissioner Duncan, did you have any questions?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you, David.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
That's it. I've given you the updated sheet. Really, there's nothing from last week that is of note. So,
well, thank you. Item number 2 is the CDA District Ranger US Forest Service update regarding Ridge Creek Fire, trail work in Canfield, and prescribed fire. And we have Holly Hampton.
Good morning. My brief will be brief as well. So I wanted to take the opportunity to maybe start having a few more frequent conversations, at least when we have activities going on in the front country. So I will start with Ridge Creek Fire. So Ridge Creek Fire last summer, something a little more visible to town, something not maybe typical to what Coeur d'Alene has seen recently. So wanted to provide some updates around what we're doing in there now that the smoke is gone. So Ridge Creek was part of our original Honey Badger project, which was a large veg project for timber harvest and fuels work. So that piece of the fire landscape, we did a supplemental information report for that NEPA and for a salvage timber sale. So that work has begun this week. It's beginning with considerable road work in that Hayden Creek area, and then we'll start logging as soon as later this week, next week. So part of why that's important is there will just be a lot of extra activity in the area. We do have a couple closures in place. But when I talk activity, I'm talking like, up to any day, 30 log trucks coming out of Hayden Creek and out Hawaii Match Word. So if you guys get comments, concerns about them, you know what's going on, you can always guide them to the Forest Service. It's also a really neat thing. We're glad to be getting some of that timber out of there, why it's still salvageable. Second piece to that in the general area as well, a little further up, if you're familiar with the Burnt Creek Saddle area, Five Fingers, again in Kootenai County, we are thick in prescribed burning. So we started this week, so folks start seeing smoke in the air. That's what we're doing, and again, it's part of fuels management. It's a little early for fire season, but this year it could come a little earlier. So again, we get a lot of public comment, so send them our way if there are any concerns. But that's what's going on in there. And then the third piece is Canfield. We all know and love our local recreation center there. A lot of trail use. We did get a great deal of funding from some grant opportunities, so we're starting some additional trail maintenance in there. Started last week actually, and works with Idaho Parks and Rec. So that might be future conversations we have on how we continue to manage that trail system, because it's not all on Forest Service land, and we might have some good opportunities around securing some additional funds so that we can have some long-term maintenance on that system, not just kind of pinch hitting year to year, but setting up for the next decade or two. So a lot going on in a little piece of the Coeur d'Alene River Ranger District, but that's kind of what's going on in Kootenai County piece right now. So any questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Duncan?
No questions. I really appreciate you coming today, Holly, and sorry I couldn't be there in person.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it as well. Thank you. And hopefully this season won't be like previous seasons,
I agree.
especially with
See.
the light snow this year.
It's considerably dry out there right now. So, yep.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next item is the impact fee contract with TischlerBise. And this is basically something I put on the status update because we have the contract in the business meeting. Wanted to see if there's any questions, any concerns or thoughts. Commissioner Duncan?
No, I think everything looks like it's ready to go.
That's how I felt as well. So with nothing else to say on that, we will move to the next item, which is the Kootenai Member Health and Wellness Clinic update. Sylvia Proud. Oh, and Grant.
Good morning, Sylvia Proud for the record, and Grant Kinsey from IT is going to join me in giving the board an update on our Kootenai Member Health and Wellness Clinic. Do you want to start, or I can?
Sure, I can. Just from the IT side, we've got all of the local equipment programmed, ready to go. We'll be installing that this week. We're still waiting on the fiber line between the main admin campus and the PMR clinic. The fiber company has given us a date of May 24th on that. So once that's up and going, that will be the end of, or the extent of what the IT needs are on the facility. So we're hopeful they stick to that date and get that done for us at that time.
Any other?
Yes, so I'm going to present for Greg as well. The update from Greg is that the remodeling is progressing. They're hoping to start texturing the walls because we moved some walls and had to do some remodel there. That will start on Friday. Painting then, once that texturing's done, will happen next week. Flooring shortly thereafter, and then incidentals such as hanging doors. Greg was able, through a rebate through Vista, get us new lighting, so those will go up as well. And we're hoping that then the city will have to do a final inspection once they come back in. And some of the delay has been getting initial permits to do the project, and then when they came in and inspected a couple of things, they wanted some things changed. So then we get it changed, and then there's about a 3-day lag till they're able to get back and look at it. So hopefully once we ask them to do final inspection, that'll be quick. Tentatively, we're hoping that PMR will turn everything over to PMR the first week of June, so that they can start. They'll do a pharmacy. They're trying to get a pharmacy inspection scheduled for that week of March, June 3rd, sorry, not March, June 3rd. And then after that, give them a couple weeks, maybe not even 2 weeks, to get their system set up and flowing properly, and we'll start seeing clients. We're hoping very soon. The one thing, if we can't get the pharmacy audit done before we're really ready to operate, we will open. We've been having that conversation with PMR about opening up the clinic without the pharmacy, so staff can get in to see Dr. Doxy and the team, because there's a lot of interest and people are anxiously waiting for us to get that clinic open. And we'll just have to really communicate well with everyone that they know the pharmacy won't be open for prescriptions if there is a delay in the audit, but that they can have clinical services. Dr. Doxy can prescribe, do the prescription, and you go to your regular pharmacy for medications of that sort.
Okay. Commissioner Duncan, do you have any questions?
Nope, I just appreciate everybody working hard, and it's just one of those things where we're reliant on another government agency to get us operational.
Yeah, and first of all, Sylvia, thank you, because I know this is not an easy task to take on, and you've kind of taken the lead with it. But I also know we had all these expectations of an April 1 open date. What would you say are the one or two biggest factors that have led to this kind of a delay? Because, I mean, we took possession on March 1.
We took possession March 1. We did have to wait a little bit for the asbestos abatement to occur. When they didn't have it totally completed when we took possession, and then they had left it somewhat in disarray, so we got them to take care of that. And then the decision that we needed to be sure to get the permits. I think the permitting, we waited about 2 weeks for that. And then shortly thereafter, it was a matter of just starting to get things rolling. And so I think the permitting, not to use that as an excuse, took a little bit longer than we anticipated. And then with the re-inspections, or when the city came in and inspected, because it's an older building, they wanted other things changed, which you'll hear about at the 2 o'clock on our electrical request for payment. So it's just a combination of things, but the team's working hard. Greg's been able, the contractors have been flexible in getting to us. He's got supplies ordered and ready to install. It's just a matter of the work getting done and waiting for those inspections.
Well, I know it's a challenge. I know my personal experience, excuse me, was 3 weeks to get my kitchen redone. Lived out of our house for 3 months.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen construction projects ever come in like that because there's so many unexpecteds. You just don't know.
Right.
So.
And we are more focused on phase 1 of the project, even though we've done all the cutouts, all the heavy construction's done for phase 2 of it, where we merge there was that x-ray area that's gonna flow and open up into the main clinic, and Greg will have things to do after that, but we're trying to get it operational as soon as possible. In speaking with Jared from PMR this morning, he said the state can come in and do their pharmacy audit even if we don't have flooring in, as long as our IT is up and running, which, Grant's, I've got confidence it's all gonna flow, and he's staying on top of our vendor to commit to that date of May 24th. He can, as long as we have the cabinets in, locks, and the safety and the security of that pharmacy, he could do that without the flooring, he said. Doesn't matter. What they're gonna look is at the safety and security of this pharmacy.
Well, given the overhead for this project, I hope that we're able to get this thing opened very quickly.
Commissioner, if I may, I would like to say one thing for the record. We did order this fiber clear back towards the end of February, beginning of March. We were told 4 to 6 weeks, and now we are towards the end of May that we're getting it. We've expressed our displeasure to Fat Beam Communications about this. They did give us one comment that it ended up being more expensive for them than they originally anticipated, to which I replied, well, that cost should have been presented to us as an option because time is more valuable than money at this time, but we weren't given that choice. So we are at their mercy right now, but in case there is any further delay, I do think it's important to have it in the record that we are far beyond the 4 to 6 weeks that we were promised at this point.
Yeah, but that's not really while we're waiting, is it?
It's not at this point, but if it becomes that, that's why I'm saying it for the record right now, that we're expecting them to hold to the May 24th that they've given us. But if there are further delays that do cause us delay, I just wanted it in the record that May 24th is far beyond the original proposed installation date.
I understand.
And PMR does need secure IT service, whether it's with the pharmacy or not.
It's all HIPAA related, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Everything has to be encrypted and all that, so, which it should be anyhow.
And just for peace of mind, that is being treated as a completely separate system from the county network. There's no overlap or intermingling there, so the county will not be directly liable for holding any HIPAA data or anything like that. That's all in PMR's cloud.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Anything else?
Thank you. No.
No? Okay. Well, we'll move on to our last item. Airport Advisory Board vacancy. It's very sad news of the passing of Dick Rutan. He was a member of our Airport Advisory Board. And so I asked to put this on the meeting agenda to discuss with the other commissioners about replacing that vacancy with, or filling the vacancy with one of our alternates. We have 2 alternates on the board. Those are Ross Sklothauer and Larry Hodel. And I think they're both excellent candidates, and I just wanted to get thoughts from folks. We have it on the business meeting today. Commissioner Duncan?
Being a liaison, you probably have a little bit more interaction with both of them, so I was going to hear your thoughts.
Like I said, I think they're both excellent candidates, but I leaned a little bit more towards Mr. Hodel with his background and experience.
Yes, that works fine for me.
Okay. Any other questions about it?
Nope, I'll be ready to make a decision this afternoon.
Okay. That concludes our business. Public comment? Nope. Okay. 10:17, meeting adjourned.